Hello, Andy. Nice to see you. So we're live at Laugh Hour with you lovely people. How are you? Yeah, it's all good. Oh, hang on, I can't. Why is it not? So, Dave Jenkins, hello, gorgeous. Oh, I'll come off YouTube for a minute because actually, let's have a look. No, it's back on now. Cheryl YouTube, I'm ambidextrous at the minute. David Jenkins is crying his eyes out. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah, it's my pseudonym. Cheryl Kocher, hello, mate. Kenny Mac, how are we, gorgeouses? Nice to see you. So it's warming up. There's a lot of things warming up, peeps, in this country that's and you don't know, then it mean nothing to you. Bearing in mind, we've had wars gone past, and we've had people in this country that have not even paid attention to the fact that there was a war going on. So this isn't nothing new. It's not nothing new. Trevor, hello, mate. Nice to see you. David Jenkins, hello, mate. I don't know what happened with you and Cassie the other day, but she tried to rip me a new one, bless her, and she had a right issy fit and then disappeared. I'm a bit gutted, really, but I'm sure in time she'll come round. As she said to me, anyway, it is what it is, and it's sad. Your Wi-Fi's playing up, so yeah, we've got you back now. So I might on over there. Louis Davis accepted my friend's request on Facebook. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of this stuff play out now. Just Westminster have changed their shield, their crest. So no, mate, Dave, it's all right. It's all right. It's all. I'll say nothing bad about Cassie at all. Never. It's not my style to get involved in people's. The arrest of Bill Gates. So America at the moment. Keeps freezing. Right. Oh, what do I end? Hang on, do one at a time. Hang on. I think it all hinges on Trump. It does seem to be that way, doesn't it? It does seem to be that way. And why would you go out and beat the people of this country up? You've been paid in good faith to protect them, and it's descended into something I don't recognise the place anymore, you know, and that's sad. It's really, really sad. But every silver lining, we'll be all right because we're always all right. Humanity always, mankind, should I say, and it doesn't matter what. The spirit of man will always find a way out and the truth. So on this Facebook, you can join in if you want to. If you want to come on live stream, you need to start spreading this out on both fronts. Still going up, David. Yeah, that copper fairness and equality. Well done for standing up and telling it how it is. It needs to be said. Tell everyone that it's Cadbury's Purple, and live feeds and start telling stories. All right, and then we'll see how we go. All right, I'll see you all soon. Right, I've turned off the Facebook Live. Obviously, it's too much for the bandwidth to handle. It's surprising how much bandwidth that these live streaming things do use up. Really, in fairness, I'm quite tired today, people. I don't know about all you guys. I feel like I could just quite happily drop off to sleep right now. I really, really do. I could just. The dog's yawning. The horses are yawning. I popped over here earlier just to check things. I keep coming in here having a look at this. What a colour, man. It's proper, isn't it? It's like, it don't look like that colour on this screen in here. It's purple to me, but it looks blue on here. And I come out and I looked at one of the horses and I said to Daisy, I said, I'm really tired today. And she started yawning. The horse started yawning. I was crying with laughter. my missus is just on an auction bidding site for horse stuff indoors. So she said, why don't you go and sit and have a chat on YouTube with all your pals? So I thought, well, why not? Let's get on there. So it's Copper in America. They sacked him. But do you know what? He's going to feel pretty good about what he's done. He really is. He's going to feel like, at least I stood up for something. Do you know what I mean? Are you still getting the live feeds here, peeps? If you are, if you can give me some 5x5s just to let me know you're still getting that. If not, I'll just stop the stream and start again. I shouldn't have started that, but I was trying to see if I could do live stream on Facebook and on YouTube at the same time. Carlos, hello, Carlos, nice to see you. So look, Donald, whatever it is that Donald Trump is, what he's doing, if you follow what he does on Twitter and other avenues, and see, he's clever. He's one step ahead of the game. He really is. Is he a front man? I think he could be. I personally think he's a front man for the military in America. But if whatever it is that's coming to fruition is going to come to fruition fairly soon, we're talking about Mr. Golden Balls himself. So I do think that there's something happening. I do. And I know the world's changing. It's changing all the time. So we just have to stay in conviction. But look, you've all had a taste, right? The whole world has had a taste of this grip that the government has on everything, from the food to the water to the gas to the electric. It's a complete monopolization on humanity, mankind. I've got to stop using that word, humanity. It's a complete monopolization, a complete centralization. And that is, listen, whatever country's always descended into a centralized state, it's never ended well. Like I say, I'm yawning. I'm really tired today, people. I really am. But I'm always in good faith and good spirits. I've got a pair of glasses with one arm. That does for me. It's a bit like that waiter out of Robin's Nest years ago. But I've had my hair cut. I have my own gorgeous little hairdresser. She gives me a little trim up when I went. She says, don't tell no one. I said, I can't tell no one. But, and today with my man around the corner, goes down there to do a couple of hours work, and I get there and it's like, oh, in that bag there's your mask and your gloves. And I thought, well, I'm not a clown. I'm not come to do juggling. I said, what's all that about? I love them dearly. I really do. They're lovely people. And he said, well, you've got to. I said, look, I'll go home. You call me when you need me. When all this is over and you're comfortable with me being a man again and just being able to breathe and how I want to do. He said, well, are you not worried? I went, why would I be worried? See, people, I try and deal in facts. And as much as I'm hearing people say, oh, yeah, well, there's bodies there. Where? I made a claim the other day, and it was a strong claim, that in my village and my adjoining village, they've had, and there's 14,000 people in approximately that, and one old boy apparently has died from COVID-19, and we've seen loads of people have been coming to me. Oh, my dad's gone in, he's got cancer. He's passed the cancer. They've written it up as COVID. I'm just like, whoa. So he said to me, put the mask on. I said, no, I'm not doing that. He said, well, why not? I said, look, if there was genuinely a massive killer virus, half this village would have been wiped out already. He went, oh, yeah. I said, then they'd be stinking. This area would be stinking right now. We would have bodies in front gardens, out in back gardens. Don't forget, you're coming into summer, a body can half stink up, And I just keep things real, people. I just keep things real. I'm not going to sugarcoat the words, sugarcoat the content. We're going to keep this channel real. We're going to talk about real things that are happening in the real world right here, right now. And there would be people mourning and wailing and crying and destitution everywhere. But it's not. And we're seeing the TikTok dances, which to me is fine dancing. Dancing's fine. I love dancing. I was all right back in the day, you know, on my 2s and 3s, on my pins, I was all right. I used to like a little jig up, yeah. But would I be disrespectful to all the dead? No, you should show the dead respect. That's what it's all about. And so that's what we've got to do. All right. And that's just it. What's going on, you know, nurses calling me up, Dave, you know, I'm sent home. Our wards are busy, empty. We haven't really got much to do. And I'm just like, well, so what is going on? A good friend of mine, he's Turkish. He's got a funeral directors. And he's very emotional right now because he wants to tell the truth of what's going on. Of this. He said to me the other day, old people are being genocided. How does that make you feel? What is your life worth? Hello, Merv. Nice to see you, darling. Old Trev's being a good moderator in there. Go on, my son. Yeah, because the swearing pulls the whole thing down, but then I use the old F word now and again. I'm trying not to. But all the words, they're all defined in the dictionary. Actually, what I'll do at some point, I'll show you how powerful words are. I've got a very old dictionary indoors from the 1800s. I like old books, to be fair. And what we do, we'll find words and we'll break the words down, all right? We'll get into the etymology of the words. And then you might start understanding what's going on. Look, you're in this system, you're in this world, right? You all know that. And we've just been educated and indoctrinated to do what we're told and not to ask questions. A bit like your driving thing. You get all excited, you go and do your learning. And someone takes you through your learning process, whether it's a family member or not, and then you go and do your test. Well, you should do a test, but that test should not be an adhesion contract. It should not be, right, we own you now. And I don't agree with ownership. I don't agree with all this control. I don't think we're that stupid. I don't think we need that level of controlling. And we are all controlled. It's really sad that humanity's descended. But this time period, at least, has flicked a lot of switches for a lot of people. Because people have now realised, blimey, they control the roads, they control the food, they control the airway. Who are these people? This is England. This is the land of the free, and everyone gets out and waves their little old flags at Queenie. If you knew half of what these people have been up to, and the truth is coming out. The Bible says the truth will out. The truth will always bubble to the surface. You've seen the Prince Andrew interview. How many of you believe that the Prince Andrew interview was decent and he was telling the truth? So I tell you what, if they'd have wired him up to one of them lie machines, whatever they're called, can't think what they're called at the minute, it's gone off the top of my head. It would have been off the radar. It would have been flicking off the page. The paper would have been flying off the thing. It was lying his backside off. And if he expected that the English people, the British people were going to swallow that drivel, see, that's the thing where the system's failed. It thinks we're all stupid. It honestly believed that it was too clever, and it hasn't been. Polygraph. Thank you, Merv. That's exactly what it is. Trev says, yeah, I agree, Dave. I think it's a terrible way. There's no honesty involved in the system. It's all about skullduggery. It's all about ownership and control. We don't need that. We need proper education. If you put all the kids through schools, right, educated them properly, taught them what was right and wrong, taught them love, taught them that life was the most valuable commodity on the world. And if you give them all decent starts and decent lives and decent futures, they wouldn't be out doing the stuff they're doing. The only reason they're out doing the stuff that they're doing is because they're lost. They're lost souls. Stabbing, murdering, raping, pillaging, beating up old people. It's because they're lost. They've never been taught proper values and been shown proper love. And that's tragic. And the system is a brute. It is. And we need to change that. We need to do something to change that. We can't live in a world like that. We have to do something. We have to be proactive. We have to stop with the petitions. We have to stop with the begging. We have to stop with the niceties. We have to come together. We have to merge together as just one thing. Dave, young James talking about this today. I want to read up on this, on the straw man too. Well, the straw man's it's easy, Trev. It's not hard. The straw man is just their piece of paper, right? It's what they created. It's theirs. You can't lay claim to own it, and you can't lay claim to own anything. You don't even own the shirt on your back. If we get into the deep esoterical meanings of life, you don't own the shirt on your back because one day you're going to be dead and someone else might wear that shirt. Yeah, when you look at people pass away, and a lot of their stuff goes to charity shops, and someone else might come across it and go, cool, I like a bit of that. Someone might wear this one day. Yeah, my little old FootJoy stuff. Someone might wear that. Someone might wear my Pierre Gardin top. You don't know, do you? My missus might take it down to a local charity shop. Someone pops along and goes, oi, oi, that Witcher boy's worn that. I'm having some of that, because we all turn to dust. We all go back to the ground. None of us can own anything. So when a judge says, did you own that? No. I don't own nothing, Your Honour. Don't own. I can't. How can I own anything? I'm just a soul in this world having a nice time. But I have the rights and benefits to it because I am the living soul. We are the crown, people. We are the crown. Everyone, the crown versus, you are the crown. You just don't realise it. Once you come back into the truth of who you are, then you become the crown. You are the crown. It's time to pull back the curtain and the wizard and show and just see what's going on. Kerry Robert, Kerry, bless you. Thank you for turning up tonight. Gorgeous. I was trying to be crafty. I was trying to do a Facebook live stream on my new profile. And do a live stream on this as well. Come and kill half hour. Just try and build this channel and see how all you gorgeous people are. There's stuff out there tonight that the police have no right to enforce social distancing. And this has just all been a massive psyop, people, for the system to see how far it can get away with things. Well, I actually think that the people of this country are a credit to the country, because we are shining light on that system now. We've been actively saying, well, this don't seem right. There's a lot of things out here that are wrong. Mark Steele, with the 5G. Apparently he's taken something to court and the people have won with regards to 5G. And Mark Steele has been ramping the 5G concerns for a long time. And I've just seen a post on his thing that apparently it's been to court and they've won the case for the people. Okay. It's always a delight to listen to you, Dave. Kerry, it's a pleasure, sweetheart. Thank you very, very much. Mark Busby, hello, fella. See, there's something happened the other day. A good lady friend of mine has asked me to intervene in a spoil that she's picked with someone. And I won't do it for the simple reason is because it breaks my heart to see people arguing and fighting amongst one another. Whereas in the truth, we all need to come together and just stand side by side and to keep shining the light on all of this stuff. Hello, Eeps. Nice to see you. I tell you what, though, Dave, I think people are waking up. I really do. Oh, Trev, in their droves. Absolutely in their droves. Like, they've got no choice but to. What choice you got? You've got the police out there acting ultra vires. They don't have the law on their side. And if they're issuing fines and stuff, paperwork, just send it to your local county court and tell them they're acting ultra vires. They're acting outside the law. They don't have the scope to do this. They cannot operate on ministers' wishes. I've said this time and time again. I've watched the police manifest into something that I don't particularly like the look of, and it's a paramilitary. We've allowed a paramilitary to get established, not to run things. They're not running things, but they've established themselves as a weaponized hub, and they got more weapons than Thor, and they're not shy of using these weapons now. EP babies, lovely to see you, me old mate. Thanks for tuning in. Big 5B5s to you, me old cuz. Heapy, another, he goes out. He's ex-military man, I do believe. I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. He said he just can't stand what's going on. And many of us can't stand what's going on. So what choice we've got now? We've got a choice to stand and to not tolerate, and to do what we can to level this playing field. And what do? We descend into civil disobedience. Okay, that's what we have to do. You have to really be brave now and step into civil disobedience, because that's the only way to level your public servants is to civil disobedience. And civil disobedience is basically pulling your energy from the system and saying, you're not putting your hands in my pocket no more. And that's the power that we have, the people, because they feed off of us. They're just energy vamps, right? Everything they do, every letter, it's just to suck your energy. That's all it is. But the minute you go, and it's a very liberating feeling when you decide, do you know what? I'm not paying the BBC no more. I'm not sponsoring Jimmy Savile and the likes of Rolf Harris and all that, with his two little boys, and they had two little... No, I'm not interested. So the minute that you do that, and now we've got, the BBC are having an absolute clobbering. The British Buggering Corporation, or the British Brainwashing Corporation, they are having a right hammering, because everybody's saying, no, we're not involved in that no more. We don't want that. Dixon the Doc Green, Kerry says, will be turning in his grave at the antics of the policy men. They're nothing but political henchmen. They are. They're paramilitary. If the minister said to me, all right, people, and it's so easy for them, just we're going to put an act through Parliament, and when it comes out as a bill, the other side, don't forget, bills have to be paid. All your bills have to be paid. You go into a restaurant. What can I take your order, sir? Yeah, I'll have steak Diane, please. Chips, fries. Give me a juice on the side. What's the missus want? She'll have a bottle of that Pinot Noir. Fantastic. Give her an extra bucket of mushrooms. She likes them deep crusted. Give her an extra bucket of mushrooms. She likes them deep roasted mushrooms that you do. Sweet. Right, so that's your order complete. Do you want to add anything to that? No, not at the minute. We'll do desserts later. So you skip desserts, and then the guy comes around and says, right, everything all right for you? Coffees? No, I don't fancy coffee. You want a beer, Irish coffee? No, we're all right. I'm on the wheels tonight. I'm driving. Righto. Would you like your bill? Yeah, I'll have a bill. So then they give you the bill, and then what do you do with the bill? You pay it. So that's exactly what happens with these acts of Parliament and statutes. Every single one of them is purely and only facilitated having an outcome of, we're going to put our hands in your pockets. But the only thing that their acts and statutes apply to is the birth certificate, that piece of paper. I'll have to bring mine back in. Well, not mine, it's theirs. And the number on the birth certificate is really what you should be using. You should be using that, not the name. So whenever they write to you, you should write back and say, look, this is the certificate number. This is the contract that my parents entered into with the state without my consent, without my knowledge. So this is deception and fraud from the outset. However, this is the number that applies to this ticket, and the names are in lowercase. So why are you writing to me in uppercase foreign sign language? You shouldn't be doing that. And they can't do nothing because that's the contract your parents signed, see, and it all goes back ab initio to the beginning. They should be writing to you as that contract was served, and now your parents went and informed. Your family is a bunch of informants, and we've all done it. You know, I've done it to my kids, but I'm working on measures now to remove that, and I will talk to my kids when we're ready to go. And I will say, look, it's your free will, but if you want a nice, easy life and to be free of the system, here's what we do. I can do it with you and together, and we'll get you removed from that, because they can't control the crown. And you are all the crown, not the queen. You're the crown, people. You're the sovereign spirit of this country. It's about time we all grew up and acted like sovereigns, because people say, yeah, well, act like a sovereign. Sovereigns act with dignity, respect, humility, humbleness, fairness, diligence. They don't operate in a silly capacity. How's the boy, Dave? Yeah, he's doing good. I've got to lend it. Well, actually, I'll give them to him, but he wants a set of golf clubs. So yeah, we are the masters. We are absolutely the masters, and we've just forgotten it. Durf, hello mate, nice to see you. Is that the Durf that gets into Daddy Dragon's channel? Durf, oh, I'm loving it. Yeah, Durf's in. Durf, it's lovely to see you, my man. It really is. Good evening, Dave Richard. Good evening, all. Yeah, Dixon. Yeah, no, Durf. I'm humbled. Absolutely. Well, I'm humbled by all of you. I am, and I'm just growing this slowly but surely. I've been I've just been doing my stuff on Facebook over the years with all sorts of different modes I come in at, with different emotions. You know, some are always laughing and giggling, but sometimes when I see all the violence and that's going on in this country, I get upset. I do, because no one should be suffering the torts, the torturous things that are going on with our public sector workers now, because all of our founding fathers, our ancestors, made sure that within the law were constraints levied on the crown, so that the crown couldn't use any cruel and unusual punishments on us, the people. There was a copper dragging a young lad out of a car yesterday, smacking him square in the face. These people will all be served up in due course, I'm pretty sure. Their actions do not go unnoticed. And we see what they do. It's disgusting. Durf, yes, and Durf Shell on FB, the English Patriot Poet on Twitter. Oh, it's lovely, mate. Lovely to see you. But you're a moderator in Graham's channel, right, Durf? You are. You're a bit of an enigma. I don't know if I know you. Have we met? I'm not sure. I can imagine we might have, actually. You don't have to answer that in here. It's up to you. But look, we're in extenuating times, and I think that the pressure's on them now, because there's so much information out there. And Kate Sliamani, I can't even say it, Sliamani, she has done a fantastic job. Holistic nurse in a toxic world. She has done some amazing stuff the last few weeks. The passion. Durf, I am, and I'm not sure. I like it. It's Kate's done some fantastic podcasts on Facebook and YouTube, and she's growing all the time. She's really getting out there. She's actually like listening to a radio TV presenter. It's like listening to Gabby Roslin or something. And that's good, because she emotes and she gets the message over to people. And I can say, people, that my son tonight, I messaged him. He said, Dad, can we meet up? So I want to grab some golf clubs off you. I said, yeah, of course. And I said to him about, what's going on. And I said, all this will be over soon, because it's a load of tosh and nonsense. I actually use a bit of a stronger word than that. And he said, yeah. He said, I couldn't agree more. He said, I don't know no one that's got it. He said, I don't know no one that's died of it. He said, where is it? Where's this little boogeyman? Where is the boogeyman? There's a great guy in America called David Lowe. Let me tell you, this geezer went round Walmart's the other week with a toilet roll round his neck on a goldy-looking chain and a mask with the face cut out, and he was going, "Man!" I tell you, that geezer, he just nailed it. And he's done another video out there today where he's in Safeways having his coffee and waking a few of the people up. But I actually think that there's going to be some big revelations coming in the next few weeks, and I think things are changing. Why would Westminster change its logo and the lion is now free and not chained to the ground? If I can find it, I'll explain it to you. Because with all this heraldry and shieldery and that, there's a lot in that. There really is. And Westminster, here we go, Downing Street. Queen's gone, it's happening. New changes to the coat of arms. UK press briefing, 11th of May 2020. And what do we have here? New crest, no longer HRH, just 10 Downing Street. And yes. The new unicorn has loose chains, right? You can see that. Can you see that? The new unicorn has loose chains, and the unicorn was chained to the ground, which meant that the fictions were tied to the land. All right, so it means that the chains were tied to the ground, which tied the fictions, the birth certificate, to the ground, to the land, right? But that's no more, and that's really significant. That's really, really, really significant. Okay. They say that we have shifted timeline and dimensions. I think that's true. I really do. Everywhere I'm going, people say the world feels different, Dave. I see it does, and it's good. It is good. We've shifted. Our consciousness has shifted. Also, the motto is gone. Duet mon droit, which means God and my right, which means the divine right to govern by the monarch. Gone. This is huge. I agree. I do. It's very unusual. Why would that be the case? We've got the lion free. See the crown on the top there. You see the crown on the top. So you've got the lion and the unicorn, and the crown on the top is the second coming. All right. Now, the Bible is scripture, but it is a storybook, and it was written by Constantine in the city of Nicaea many years ago, because Christianity was rising like there was no tomorrow, and the Roman Empire was due for a good kicking. So the Pope went from temporal to spiritual, and Pontifex Maximus is the Pope. And they went all churchified, Julio, Publio, Pilio, and, they do all that stuff, don't they? Actually, I'd love to go and visit Rome. I really would. I've got slight Italian in the blood. So Jamie Bennett, by the way. My dad's mother was half Italian, which makes my dad quarter, and I've got a little squirt in there somewhere. But my mum's side was all pretty from the land, from England, or whatever it is you want to call it. So we've shifted, people. We've shifted, and the information war, I think, is being won, right? So this book, all about Jesus dying on the cross, resurrection, is all about you. It's all about you. It's a story about you. You are the Christ consciousness if you choose to walk in it. And there's no one that can stop you from doing that. So all this, did it really happen? I don't know. I can't qualify that. I wasn't there back in the day. It probably did. Who knows? None of us know. There isn't a man alive or a woman alive today that can qualify that Jesus did indeed die on the cross, but it was our inheritance. And once you come back to the Christ consciousness and you walk, and I actually think that the system has pushed us so hard to get us to come back into alignment with the Christ consciousness. I really do. I think the system has become very draconian because it's fed up with the way people are, and it's now saying you guys have got to wake up. You've got to become self-governing, self-sufficient. You've got to become your own vessels, your own temple, your own authority. There is no authority other than God. But you are the second coming, and the second coming is the crown on top of the lion and the unicorn on that shield, and that probably won't never change. And it's the crown is you. You once you resurrect and you let them all know that you're under Christ consciousness and that you don't need their guidance and facilitating and that anymore. They have to yield, and they do yield. They really, really do. As Durf says, there's more people open their eyes, their consciousness grows as one. We have to come into alignment with one. That's why I won't fight with anybody or pick anyone's spoils and go battling for them, because it's not what I want to see in the world. I want people to start respecting one another, to love each other, to come together, to start sharing again, to become community-based again, to look one another in the eye and just have an awe for the big spiritual being that stood in front of them or sat beside them. I want them to know who they truthfully are, because what is the point in coming into this world if you truly never find out who you really are? I don't understand it. Mark Busby, all done, Durf. Oh, Durf, I've done both, says Fiona Pullen. Fiona, thanks, darling, for tuning in tonight. I don't know what the time is. I'm not going to be long. I don't know about you boys and girls, but I've been feeling really tired today. Really, really, really tired. I don't know where that's come from, but I don't know whether there's some sort of magnetism or whatever going on, but tiredness today. And I've been doing a lot of working out and that lately. I'm loving the lockdown stuff. I'm in my gym, riding my bike, pumping irons. I've been putting loads of stuff. I'm lucky. I'm lucky, but as much as I'm lucky, I can't handle the fact that people in my country are dying, starving, committing suicide. That ain't right. And why do all these councillors and government turn the blind eye, turn the other cheek? What's up with them? What made them that way? What made them that way? What made them turning a blind eye? I sat in front of the mayor of Maidstone quite a few years ago, who is a villager. He's probably got some swanky ass somewhere, or maybe not. Not all these people have money. And he was trying to stop me from answering a question. I was asking him a question, and I said to him, what are you doing? Why are you being so rude? You just chill out. Let me get my words out. And he's lambasting himself and immersing himself in all this greatness. There's a guy there from council. He's turned up there, full council meeting, and he's got the Bible open and he's reading from one of the books. And they're all sat there massaging their egos. I'm thinking, do you honestly really believe that you've got God behind you, people? Seriously, are you that naive? God wouldn't allow this. A good God, a loving God wouldn't allow this. And as the mayor sat there giving it all that in his regalia, just to the left was an old stained window. If he looked out there, he'd seen a woman in the doorway, homeless with a dog. He couldn't care less for her. Well, if they're all godly people, it says in there, blessed are those that shepherd the weak. Blessed are those who shepherd the weak. And if they think that any loving God would allow all this stuff to be going on, the 5G, the slapping of kids, the slapping of dragging people out of cars and putting them into tarmac, the abuse of kids, you're mistaken, because the God that I know and represent certainly doesn't like none of that, that's for sure. And we'll be seeking justice on all fronts. All souls will be laid bare, all these coppers and that, and everybody. You know, the book says you keep a book of deeds. You keep your book of deeds. And it says, I always walk with you. I'll count every hair on your head. All your hairs are numbered. And I truly believe in the word. I really do. And there you go. And so they might be getting away with it now, but let me tell you, they've sold their souls to the devil, and it's quite sad to see. Kerry Roberts says, "I love your profile picture, Kerry. That's really cute." The rats have sold their souls. Wales had some 49 registered charities designed to help the homeless. The wage bill, rent, etc. Rates paid for their homeless charities could end it. It's disgusting. Councils are sat on millions and millions and millions and millions of your hard-earned equity. All your equity, all councils and that have is all your equity. And all these people at the minute, I'm on furlough. I'm like, what's that? You're going to races, see some horses, jump some fences. That's what I truthfully thought. Well, no. Furlough means you get paid out. I said, listen, you take that stuff, that's fine. But you will be able to pay that. No. I'm telling you now, if you're accepting furlough payments, they will at some point come along and say, right, everything's back to normal now. Cash back with interest. Hang on a minute. But you stole my equity in the first place. So what we need to do is we need to get back to a people of all self-governing, all your families, keep your families close, get back to family units and keep your granddads and your nans all close round you, all your family units together, sit on all your wealth and distribute whatever taxation you want to distribute out if you can afford to do it, right? Keep your family Bibles. This state party system needs to go. Their buildings are massive. They're like emperors now. They lord over all of us, bashing us around the head. Well, we'll only tolerate that for so long. And it's not being done for us people. It's not being done in our interest. It's being done to rape us and to subvert us. They're not telling you the truth. Bless Guy Taylor. I knew Guy Taylor very well, and he was a gorgeous soul. And the man passed of cancer. And what triggered the cancer? Was it the fact that the police raided his home, come in with cattle prods? They come in with cattle prods. My friend Hannah Rose was laid there because about 50 people went up to try and protect Guy's house, the manor house that he had. And the coppers come flying through the door. Hannah's laid out on the couch. He sat up and this copper said, if you don't get out now, I'm going to prod you. And he's got a massive big cattle prod with a big electrical thing on the end and it's going zig-a-dig-a-dig-a-dig. And she was like, you crazy people. Crazy. They love the violence. So it's a case now, people, of stand or live on your knees forever. And not only you live on your knees, all your families are going to live on their knees. So you decide. You can either stand up and do something and get into civil disobedience and start starving the system and start building up your own equity and your family's equities and start getting all your stuff sorted out. Reclaim your SESCO-V trust. Absolutely, Zev. We can show you all. Please share this. We can show you all how to reclaim your SESCO-V. We can. Or are you going to let this perpetual destruction continue? Because that's what it is. There's a perpetual destruction going on right now. And if you have eyes, you will see it. And if you have any common sense, you'll see it as well. The way that they're wielding this. And the arrogance, you don't matter. You'll get admonished by a court. No, we're not with security. My mate Dean had his eye socket smashed by a couple of security people in court. He went in there in good faith with clean hands and equity to ask a few questions. The next thing he knows, the magistrates have called the security button. And as a consequence of him standing up as a man, they bashed him. And his eye socket all round here was all smashed up. And he had to have a 6-hour operation, pull his face forward, sort all his eye socket out, put it back. Who are these people? Who are these wicked, devilish? It's only the devil that can be running that kind of a gig, right? Do you think a loving God of the Word of God would be running his courts this way? Do you think God would run his courts that way? I don't think so. Do you? I want public servants where you break down and they pull up behind you. You go, oh, I'm so glad they've turned up, and they turn up. You all right, son? How you doing? Do you need anything? A blanket, flask of tea? I've got some on the motor. Do you want a lift home? That's true public servitude. That's true public servitude, is when you go out of your way to help others and you're taking a wage from it. You're taking your silver coins. You made it your business to protect and serve property, life and liberty. And here you are killing us all. Killing us. Cells, people are dying all the time. Justice, forget that. Forget justice. These cells are underground, they're dirty, they're evil. The torture that goes on in these places is off the radar. Off the radar. Being stripped naked, officers doing whatever they want to you because no one's there to protect you. They're all there to fug you up. Well, that's not public servitude, people. That's a tyranny. That is an absolute effrontery to anything decent, and we need to stop this. We need to stop this dead in its tracks. And as every breath that I have in my body, I will try my hardest to do that. And I am waiting for all my brothers and sisters in this country to join me, and we all go as one. Because where we go one, we go all. And that's the philosophy you need to have whenever you're dealing with your people on your social media outlets. Forget the arguing, forget the bickering. You should be thinking in your head, where we go one, we go all. That's what you should be thinking. We need to come together for future generations. We need to stop being children. We need to grow up. We need to accept people for who they are, respect their boundaries, respect their ideologies and their views. Give them that respect, but just come together for your people of your great country. And we can do this. We can do this in a heartbeat. It would be so easy to sort this out. People fail to realize how simple this is. It's really simple. We just need big numbers of people. We need massive people. We need a shoal of people. We need people to come together into such a massive shoal that we look like a massive 10-ton killer whale coming down the streets of Downing Street, all quiet as you like. No screaming, no shouting. Just all one together in a common cause and a common theme. And we go and we take back our inheritances for our future generations, so that our children in our schools are not segregated and made to stay apart from one another and to be treated like animals, because that's going to be the new norm. Do you want this for your children? Do you want to be fined? You hear on the news all the time, oh, parents take their kids out of school, we're going to punish them. The state should never have the right to punish anybody. The state should be there to bolster your equity. That's the only reason they should be there for. So when you all decide to come together in enough numbers, we've got the plans. We know how to do this. And we ain't got the fear. We don't live in fear. We want people that stand in uniform. I want people in MI6 to come and stand alongside me. I want people that work in the councils to come and stand alongside me. I want the road sweepers, the people that work as plumbers, carpenters, nurses. I want them all to come along and stand by the side of me. We go one, we go all. All of us, we go together. And we let our politicians know to stand down with this evilness and to start actually protecting the sovereign people of this country. Simple. Fiona Pullen. We need to do this, because we'll be lost otherwise, and our future generations will just be a nation of Oliver Twists, beggars. I never grew up in that. I was never a beggar. I will never be a beggar. Never. Struggled, learned lessons along the way, people. Learned big lessons along the way, trust me. But it made me into one strong soldier, and a soldier in Christ I am. So, people, let's see what we can and can't do. But civil disobedience is a must. If you want to recapture and reclaim your SESKV trusts, let me know. We'll send you the documents. It's so simple. So simple to come back into the world of living. And then we rise from the dead, that the living shall rise from the dead. And we do that in Christ consciousness, all right? Because we as Christians, as a nation, whoever you are, in actual fact, whatever faith, whatever your belief is, we're being smashed by the devil's workers. And we can't have that, because we're from the light, people. And the light always wins, and it always stands in truth. So I will see you lovelies tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to log into my new profile on Facebook, it is Paul. I can't even think what I've put the last name. Paul Triplett. Sounds like something out of a Top Gun movie, doesn't it? Paul Triplett, TRIPPLET, because I think I was one of triplets. No, I wasn't. I've just got a brother. So I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, peeps. And if you want to come and join me on Facebook and come and do a live feed, you're more than welcome to. All right. And I just want this channel to grow. Durf, thanks very much for popping in. When you see Graham, my brother in Christ, Graham, give him a shout and let him know I love him. And like I love all of you. I do. I genuinely love all of you. Like you've got no idea. And I want my country back to that ethos of let's all love one another. Let's all just have fun, you know, and be nice to one another and be kind and stop all this violence, because who knows where it's all going to end otherwise. Sleep tight, people. Enjoy yourselves. Keep yourselves strapped in, and we will sort this out. Trust me. It's coming. It's going to happen. This isn't a case of it's going to happen. There's something massive coming, and it's not far away. Trust me. I love you all.